It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart.
Hello, hello.
Diaz will not be with us today, and I have no idea where Tracy is. But me and Anna done some shows together for a while.
We can do it.
We can do it. As you can see from the title, we're going to get an update on the Israel-Hamas, Pakistan conflict that we're having.
Pakistan, honey. Palestine.
See, this is why I don't do international
Very different places.
news. That's why I don't do international news. Can't get the names. Just being realistic with everyone.
Right.
I don't.
They are very similar. They're both Islamic
No,
countries. Well,
I'm not going to use that
countries.
excuse because I literally could have been calling somebody out of their name. Like I discovered something recently. Anyway, so we're going to get an update on that. We're also going to go ahead and try to finish up the Project 2025. I don't think we will. I don't think we will, but it's easy to break down as time goes on. Go ahead and give everybody a heads up. The Am I the A-hole for tonight is really long. So long to the point where I think it's just going to be Am I the A-hole and Foxy's videos of the week.
Okay.
But
how many videos is this one going to break down to?
4.
Ooh.
4 video breakdowns, cause this one is this, for anybody that don't know, December is fastly approaching, every weekend for the month of December. Either I'll make a video or we'll go live, but each video, Saturday Night Vibe or Radical Truth to Power, will have a category for the worst of. We finally broke it down to the 4 categories of the worst person of the year, the worst husband of the year, the worst wife of the year, and the WTF person of the year. I already got my person for the WTF person of the year. That's an easy one. And we probably still know already who's still going down as the worst person of the year. We've had some close, but no cigars. But so we already got 2 categories that's probably well taken care of, which just makes it easier for me for editing. However, I do now have my first candidate for worst wife of the year. That's why I said we're going to dissect this, because I want to really get into the nuances of this woman. So yeah, just in case you're coming on, the second hour is going to be probably no more than Am I the A-hole? Yes. Am I the A-hole? And Foxy's videos of the week. And how's everything going so far?
Everything going good. I had my weekly visit with my nephew and brother today, and I've been doing some deep dives into the hospital bombing, the videos around it. We'll get into that. So I've just been busy, but good. How are you
Okay.
doing, man?
Doing pretty good now. Not bad. Not bad. Everything, I mean, nothing stood out today other than putting things together, but
Right.
it is what it is. Let's see who's already out there. And obviously it's me. Welcome. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment during and after the show. Hit that bell because I post every day. Enjoy. In case you don't know, for the people who don't like long shows, I break the shows down and put them on throughout the week. 4 times a week. 4 times a day. Up until Friday.
Every day.
So
That's
if you
great.
like the shorter versions of it, just keep an eye out for it. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when it's posted. I'm practically almost done with Monday. And I had to stop because we got to the little wimpy wimp and I just didn't feel like being upset again. So I stopped.
Okay.
But please look out for that video because, anyway. Hello, Parker. Yes, you are the first one here.
Hey.
Hello, Mickey, and thank you. Yes, I'm remembering now. So, yes. Well,
Yeah.
there's Tracy, so I guess she's not coming on. Hey,
Oh,
Marlon,
hello.
Anna, Mickey, and Parker. Parker, I expect Marlon has prepared a full, comprehensive day-by-day update of everything that has happened in Gaza for the past 7 days. I'm just kidding, but yeah, it's been bad. Too much to cover. I do have a video of the church bombing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried for the hospital bombing, and the only thing I really found that was quite interesting was CNN had a retired lieutenant general who was looking over what Israel's investigation uh, released. And
Don't you love it when they look into themselves
yeah,
and then find that they did nothing wrong?
gosh, nobody would do something like that
Mm.
other than Israel, Russia, the police departments, sheriff's departments, politicians. Never mind.
Mm.
It's the nurse. Nobody has her beat.
No,
You're
that's the most
yeah,
evil
yeah,
person of the year. Yeah.
yeah. That's
Uh,
gonna be
of a lifetime. I don't think I will ever find anything more disgusting than that.
then 2023 gets here and tells you to hold their beer. I mean, 2024 gets here and somebody says, hold my beer. And yeah. They're stealing the woman's kids to try to breastfeed them. Oh yeah.
Oh, forgot about her.
Ooh. That may be in the WTF.
WTF?
Yes. So thank you. Oh, jeez.
You just have to start
Ooh,
writing these down.
I forgot all about her. Um, thank you. Breastfeeding other woman's child.
Because
And
my
what's
milk is
and what's
better.
okay with it? Oh, oh my. Um,
Thank you, baby boy. We appreciate that.
I thank you. Still don't think so. I still think my person would still win WTF. I still think so. Cause I'll even tell you who it is, just in case everybody forgot.
Hmm?
The woman who, after contemplating and after thinking it over, I have come to the conclusion that I'm still right and you still wrong, and I should get an attorney to get my kids, to get my son's kids as co-parents. You don't remember this one, Anna?
I don't. Not just by
Oh goodness.
we've
It
done a
was,
lot of stories.
oh, I will find that story and play it back for you next week because it took up the whole show. She was gone. Uh, you skipped my message. I will be there in the second hour. Oh, did I skip your message? But I don't see it. But okay, we'll see you in the second hour then. Um, I hate to admit it, but I no longer have any idea what day it is or what time it is. So I appreciate it when you give me a kick in the butt. Mickey, it has nothing. I mean, you're saying it as if because of your age. It's not. It really isn't. When I take days off, like next month in December, I have 6 days off. I used held my PTO for the simple fact that having 6 days off for the last 2 months. And when I take days off, not a clue. I keep thinking, am I supposed to? How many more days before I go to work? Oh, it's just the next day. Oh, never mind. I mean, I'm gone. It's so it ain't that. It's just I know what you mean, Mickey. And hello, Mother Heart. And the loser father who wanted his daughter to give him the house the grandma gave her.
Oh, the guy
Yeah,
who
I
was
remember
really
that one.
pissed that
I remember
the
that one. No, we've had worse. We've had worse than
yeah,
him.
but that's pretty bad.
He was pretty bad, but that's entitlement. It's like,
Hmm.
dude, yeah, no, I'm fathers.
I thought of putting out an entitlement suggestion for you, but then I was like, we're gonna get way too many.
Yeah, that's way too many. I think right now, and I have to find the picture. I think right now the leading father one was the one that was okay. The cancer treatment. The child had a wig on at the wedding, and son pulled a wig off, and his whole side of the family was laughing.
Oh,
Now it's either that or the mustard guy.
the mustard guy.
The guy who pretty much was making his wife eat mustard, and then the next thing you know, it turns from it was something totally different. It turns abusive, basically, which I may not use here because abuse, entitlement, and things like that, I don't want to give an award to because I don't want to make light of those type of situations. Entitlement is way too many, so I don't. After a while, you just don't care. Abuse and everything else. One is way too easy, and two, I don't want to make light of about. You won no reward of the year for the worst person. Is not funny, so I'm not gonna. I'm not so. So there would be no abuse in this as candidates for the award. It's not something to make light of. It's not just by age. My level of pain has gone up, and that does things to the left of my brain. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry, Maggie. Please get better or feel better. Yeah, with you there too, Mickey. Gentle hugs.
Yeah.
Hugs
Both
for me too. The recent one about the woman who had miscarriage and her friend stayed over and tried to use the nursery without asking her or her kids about. Yeah,
that one. That's
that
a
was
special
pretty
one.
bad. That's a candidate too. Boy, I gotta keep up with. Yeah.
It's almost like we should have an in-laws.
Yeah. God, dog, I put some terrible things on this show. Gee. The dad that made his future almost daughter-in-law think the son was cheating.
You need more than that, or I need more than that.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I just can't get the story. But it does sound familiar. I'm gonna need a little more on that one, but
can you come up with any more details, Tracy? Because I just don't remember.
Yeah, can't remember that one. I remember it. I remember that general thing. I just can't get the details in my head to go any further. And as always, we're running late because we always talk a lot at the beginning. So let's get this party started. Now I remember. He didn't think the son was man enough. I kind of do remember a little bit of it now. Oh no, and I know exactly what it is that'll get you to remember. So he got rigmarole. He's cheating on you. I'm gonna break up with you and everything like that. He left because they said, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. He left to go to another city. His stepbrother started dating the girl, realized that they really didn't have anything in common. And that's what he was discussing with the dad, that we really don't have anything in common, Dad. And he looked at his son and told him, well, you figure it out. I didn't break them up for no reason at all. You don't remember that one?
It's trying that line is knocking about, like, it's very hard when trying to pull a cognitive abstract thought out is one of the most difficult things for me to do. So,
well, the funny thing about it is I have so many terrible people on this show. It's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh.
Well, we're not talking about the one where the woman was drugged at the nightclub, and
that's a totally different story.
Okay.
Yep. The one I was talking about was a man, and his stepdad broke up his relationship so the girl could be with his biological son.
With his son.
That was the sister found a way to drug her sister and then pay somebody to lie and say, yeah, we slept together. And I don't want to use that one at all because y'all was stupid. Y'all didn't put. You ain't asked no questions. You ain't investigate. Y'all did nothing. Y'all just
You just took that guy's word,
and just
which,
nuclear. So
yeah,
you know,
and blew everything up, which apparently is what Theus would have done.
yeah. Oh, I was thinking it was the nightclub one, but it's the same. So it's the same type story. To be honest,
Right.
it literally is the same type story, which kind of makes it almost fake a little bit because it's like the similarities. Like we broke up, and I moved across state to another state, and then the truth came out, and then everybody wanted to come back into my life. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
You're better off without him.
But anyway, let's go ahead and work in order.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and talk about Anna. What's the update on the hospital
Oh,
bombing?
ooh.
Bombing in quotations, but that's what they're calling it.
It was an Israeli airstrike. Now, somebody from Netanyahu's team, they immediately came on to, I believe, Twitter and bragged. They said the IDF killed lots of terrorists, and that tweet disappeared really quickly. And then the IDF were like, we didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. That was Hamas. They set off a rocket and it failed. And so they were trying to say that this rocket caused the damage. Al Jazeera, which that's very much mainstream news, but they have a really great digital team. They took the video because they were live covering it. They timestamped it. They went second by second through it and caught not only that it was not the Hamas rocket, the Israeli defense system intercepted that. And it completely blew up right in the air. So, no, that did not cause anything. It was 4 airstrikes the hour prior, and then one at about 7 p.m. local time, Palestine. And it killed over 500, mostly women, children, who were just trying to take refuge in this hospital. Because you would think, what are some of the places that they're not going to bomb? You would think a hospital would be up there because we hear a lot about that's against the Geneva Convention. And now we even have they'll burn a church. So it doesn't seem like there's anything the Israelis won't do. Now, when I say Israelis, I do mean the government. This is nothing against the people. It's just as much as we always say we reject Hamas, we reject what they stand for. And in fact, they don't really stand for many of the people alive there today. Many of the people were not even born when they were voted in. So this whole the bombing comes out. Israel immediately goes, no, we're not responsible. That was Hamas. Hamas goes, no. And so then we had 3 days of, what about? Well, what about? I don't know why somebody didn't look into the actual video feed earlier. Because, as we have stated before, Tel Aviv has a camera that has the Gaza Strip all on tape. They had it. Like I said, Al Jazeera had people on the ground. I have seen the video. I have seen the strikes come down, and it the narrative coming out of the way if you say anything against Israel, you are then for these Islamic terrorists, or as they said, Islamic jihadists. And that is just a really false equivocation. We are for humans. We're humanists. We don't want to see anybody suffer. And in a war, who is the people who suffer? Who are the people who suffer the most? The innocents, the civilians. It is absolutely, it is horrifying. But it was important that they got that on film so that they could break it down frame by frame. You know, where was everybody else doing that? How come we don't have a good digital analyzation team? Because everybody had a narrative going. But so if you want to see that video, it's on Al Jazeera on a lot of the different channels. The other thing I did want to bring up is there are a lot of Jewish people around the world who are saying, don't take my religion and excuse Zionism. It's not the same thing. Zionism was the for the creation of a Jewish state, which we now have, Israel. But now it is the to sustain Israel and protect it and build it up. There are so many Orthodox Jews, other I've heard from rabbis, I've heard from citizens alike that say we do not stand with Israel. In fact, our holy texts tell us that we should remain stateless until our Messiah comes down, because they do not accept Jesus or Muhammad as a Messiah. And it was amazing to me, 'cause I did not know that before a couple of days ago. There are so many people who are just they're waking up and going, we cannot continue to stand with people who bomb hospitals, who bomb churches, who bomb homes, who close off routes, but then say, get out, you know. It's the entire thing is insane. So no, that was not Hamas. That was not a rocket. That was a missile system from Israel.
What the report was saying, Hamas sent a rocket. It flamed out midair, and it dropped.
It was intercepted.
It hit the ground, and what you see was not it wasn't an explosion, but it was an explosion. Because, and trust me, I listened to it like 3-4 times. It didn't make sense to me, so I'm not messing this up. The explosion wasn't from a bomb. The explosion was from the unused fuel that was still in the rocket. It hit the parking lot where there was a bunch of cars and ignited the gas in those cars too. I'm trying to figure out if the
So
rocket
with
went up and it flamed out. Okay, sorry. Anyway,
limited fuel, tell me how these cars had full gas tanks.
yeah.
Hmm.
The one bit of good news in the past couple of days is that now some humanitarian aid from the UN has been allowed into Gaza through the
Egypt.
Egypt border. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I have heard that. A bit of sunshine, a bit of sunshine that right now I'm going to take away. So Israel bombing the church.
This was a sanctuary for hundreds of Palestinian Christians and Muslims. But for many, it became a tomb. The historic Greek Orthodox Church of St. Porphyrius in Gaza was hit by Israeli airstrikes overnight. The Israel Defense Forces said the target was a nearby Hamas command center. But more than a dozen people who were taking shelter in the church compound were also killed, including the youngest.
This church is almost 1,700 years old and is one of the oldest churches in the world. We've witnessed more than 4 wars, and this is different. It's a total genocide.
Another house of worship in ruins.
Allahu Akbar.
But that didn't stop the call to Friday prayer at this Gaza mosque. And it doesn't stop Ibrahim Al-Agha from opening his heart and his home to dozens of refugees in southern Gaza.
When an explosion happens, they're always screaming, they're always frightened. The younger ones, we try to calm them down, but the problem is the ones that are age 8 and above. Those are the ones that understand what's going on. They can hear and feel.
Wow.
So I knew about the story about their reasoning before I was even pulled that footage. And yeah, because they thought there was a terrorist cell and that's what they was trying to bomb. Let me say this real quick. I don't know that much about it. Like I said, I am not international news organization, but I am very strong on human rights, just human decency. Even if your intel told you that, even if your intel was correct, why would you take that chance?
Mm-hmm.
With any human decency in your head would say, yeah, but that's really close to one of the it adds to the story that it's one of the oldest churches in the world, but it's a church. And you still was like, okay, because this is somehow more important.
You have to look at their narrative. They call them animals. They are not human beings in their mind.
If you're willing to eliminate men, women, and children, they're not the animals. I'm just being real with you.
100%.
Anybody who's willing and capable, Nazis done it during World War II the exact same way for the exact same reason.
Mm-hmm.
That these people was beneath them. No, if you're willing to do that, you're beneath human. I'm so done with trying to pull punches to be more civilized when the death tolls gets into the thousands damn near every day.
Yeah.
So miss me with trying to be more civilized and turning the other cheek. I'm done with that. Because you don't care. I mean, you don't care what we say on this show or shows that's bigger than us. 10 times bigger than us. You don't care what the national news is saying. If they decide to tell the truth, you don't care one way or the other. So why should I? It's heartless, it's degrading, and you're trying to use the protection of your people as a reason to butcher other people.
Yeah, first we'll build up Hamas. We'll let you hit us. And then, because don't tell me they didn't see them coming.
Yeah.
Oh, it is suffering every which way. And it breaks my heart over and over. And still yet, Joe Biden will. I mean, yeah, he did a good thing by brokering the agreement of letting in aid, but he still came home and said we need to still invest billions of dollars into Israel.
And
Make it
well,
make sense.
in Israel, let me say this again. I know you're not listening. I'm just I always talk to the people who are on the fence on a couple of things like this. And you're right. You're right, Mickey, from yesterday, your comment, why I would not say the word clit. I mean, I know you was joking and everything else, but I would say the word balls. You're absolutely right. Because Israel, why don't you just have the balls to say, yeah, you did it? I mean, you're doing it. So what's the point? There was a part, I remember this. I really was trying to find the film. And the investigation for Israel into the bombing of the church. And he already gave his synopsis of what happened. That whole thing that I told you about the rocket that burnt out, but somehow had fuel still. But okay. Anyway, and the reporter who, bless their heart, is probably on house arrest now for asking the question, asked in just layman terms, because I can't go verbatim what he said, but it was more or less like, why would we trust you now when other investigations later on come to realize that you lied about it? So why trust you on this? And like I said, the dude's probably on house arrest now for even asking that freaking question. But it's a question that at least was asked.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has lied to you over and over again. Why do you even have a press conference coming out saying, we found the answer. Here's the truth. Who are you fooling? But you have to not care. That's why you did it. You literally just have to not care. Because you're going to have enough people in society and around the world who is, regardless of what happened, we have people like that over here with MAGA and all of them, that no matter what's said, no matter what proof is shown, no matter, we can have it on film, we can have the person that put their finger on the button to send the rockets up, come on national TV and said that they did it and how they did it, and I'll show you how to do it again. They could have did the whole thing live on air, and you would still come up with an excuse for it. You would still have a reason for it. You would still try to justify it.
Of course.
So, so this world right now, whatever happened to the white man against? Yeah, well, he have work.
They're ongoing.
Yeah, sure it is. That's the longest ongoing investigation. Anyway,
I'll look more into that. But I also just wanted to quickly mention the If Not Now organization. So ifnotnow.org. If you are a Jewish American and you want to stand with the Palestinians because you don't approve of genocide in your name, that's a good organization.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure they do too. All right, we're going to take the last 20 minutes to jump back on to Project 2025. We'll probably get through one or two videos, not that much. In case you've forgotten or in case you're new to watching the show, Project 2025, which was made up by the Heritage Foundation, is a blueprint. What'd you say, Anna?
Many people inside and outside the Heritage Foundation,
Okay.
but yeah.
Has a blueprint for, doesn't matter who the president is in 2025 as long as they're a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole ideal is to strip the government down to give full autonomy, control to the president. Step-by-step details. Word for word, phrase for phrase, time for time, and who knows. And they brilliantly wrote a book on it.
Because they're trying to recruit.
Oh, I know. I'm just like, it just dawned on me the other day. I was thinking, wait a minute. Why would you write it down and release it? Hold on. What? We're not talking about the brightest people in the world when it comes to civilization.
Mm.
So when I say brightest people, oh, we got professors and PhD. Dude, no, I'm not talking about education. So the Heritage Foundation has some of the brightest people in the world in that organization. But when it comes to civil rights and civility and just downright humanity, they are the most illiterate people walking the face of the planet. They wrote a blueprint. She keeps saying a manifesto. I don't know if I want to use that word. It just seems like this is a doggone blueprint. Like you're building a house, you need a blueprint. This is what you need to do before you take this step. And this is what they did. And they're
the manifesto is the basic idea. We want to take over. And however they say that. It is a blueprint for taking over. So
yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next chapter, which is the talking points. Pay close attention to this and see why to you it sounds so familiar.
The foreword includes a tidy summation of all the conservative wedge issues and talking points that have been flying around over the last few decades, all of which are addressed at length in the document. Look at America under the ruling and cultural elite today. Inflation is ravaging family budgets, drug overdose deaths continue to escalate, and children suffer the toxic normalization of transgenderism, with drag queens and pornography invading their school libraries. Overseas, a totalitarian communist dictatorship in Beijing is engaged in a strategic, cultural, and economic Cold War against America's interests, values, and people, all while globalist elites in Washington awaken only slowly to that growing threat. Moreover, low-income communities are drowning in addiction and government dependence. Contemporary elites have even repurposed the worst ingredients of 1970s radical chic to build the totalitarian cult known today as the Great Awakening. Most alarming of all, the very moral foundations of our society are in peril. The foreword goes on to list the four broad fronts that the policy mandate will cover. Those are 1. Restore the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. 2. Dismantle the administrative state and return self-governance to the American people. 3. Defend our nation's sovereignty, borders, and bounty against global threats. 4. Secure our God-given individual rights to live freely, what our Constitution calls the blessings of liberty. And the manifesto goes on to lay out over 920 pages in 5 sections how they plan on furthering those 4 fronts. Chief among the policies promoted in the manifesto are a gutting of the administrative state and furtherance of the unitary executive theory, which we'll get into what those mean, plus anti-globalist and anti-environmentalist policies to protect from infiltration of Chinese culture into American life and continue the flourishing of American commerce, plus draconian anti-LGBTQ+ policies, and a centering of religion and the traditional family unit in every aspect of governance.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I'm gonna give it to you. Let me just get this off, get this out.
Yeah, go.
I have never laughed so hard when she read out what everyone's calling the Great Awokening. I have
Awakening.
never laughed so hard in my life. It was like, you really, there is a human being that actually sat down and came up with them 3 words. And it's amazing to me. If you haven't figured it out yet about the rhetoric, I like to use that word a lot because it's been used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is the same wording what we've heard from MAGA, from Trump for the longest time, including my all-time favorite, everyone knows about XYZ. It doesn't matter. And you did it right here. What everyone is calling the Great Awakening. Sorry. I apologize. I actually passed elementary English. So I'm awakening. I don't have no idea what that is, other than you trying to put a little spin on the word woke. So it's the Great Awakening, when really it's not you being woke, it's actually you treating human beings like human beings, like individuals, like a person. But sorry, it's my bad that for you, I have to other people to make myself feel better, to make myself feel bigger, to make you look over there while I do some crap over here. Hey, y'all thought y'all was gonna give me a cuss word in the first hour, but you have to other people so you could go do your dirt. And when people finally try to figure out what your dirt is, and they know that your dirt is wrong, now we have to, but look over there. Yeah, but I have yet to see the drag queen touch a child. And trust me, if it was as bad as y'all made it out to be, it would be on every news organization ever known. It's not even on your organization. But go ahead with your good luck with your fighting the Great Awakening. Go ahead, Anna.
I do like that. The Great Awakening. Gurdjieff said in the 1800s, I believe it was, that we only spend mere moments awake, and then for the rest of our lives, we go back to sleep. It's very true. Okay, so let's look at the 4 pillars here. The return of the family. So that means mom, dad, 2.5 kids, a family pet. I don't know. They're just really, really upset at LGBTQ again. 2 moms, 2 dads. You go all the way to like designer babies. It's nothing more than the same dog whistles that, yeah, this is what they're being told to talk about. So, of course, these are all very familiar concepts to us. We don't want a traditional family anymore. In fact, some of us work better without the traditional units. The next thing, let me see.
You got your notes.
I do.
The ones I would never read.
They need to take down. No, my own notes actually, not
Oh, okay.
not Legia's notes. And thank you so much to Legia Miller, because
Yeah, appreciate
this
it.
this was an incredible video. For those of us that did not know about mandates of leadership in this detail, I do appreciate the education. So they want to burn down the administrative state as it is known today. Once again, go to smaller government. That's all of that. Fear. And let's see, number 3. Oh yeah, defend the borders. Don't let immigrants come in. Immigrants bad. We're a nation of immigrants, but and then, oh yeah, we need to secure our God-given liberties. What are you missing? Because you sure talk it up. You sure have freedom of religion, though you don't like everybody else to have it. So what are you really missing here? They keep drumming up fear in these same. They keep coming back to the same issue, and he's right. Others. Be afraid of that drag queen or king who, oh my gosh, is reading a kid's book to your kid. So what if they're in a dress or in a suit? Your kid is having fun. It is never anything inappropriate. It is something always approved by the library or wherever they are. I mean, they're making out like we're bringing kids to sex dungeons and having reading parties there. Why not? So they keep drumming up all of this fear. The traditional family is at stake. The government wants to get too far into our lives. Immigrants, oh my gosh. And all of this. Y'all are some of the most privileged Americans to date. And you don't see it. But this is why we see the language that we do. And this is why they keep sticking to these same talking points. If you try to maneuver out, they will pull you back in. No, I'm talking about bad. Women who want to be men. Men who want to be women. No, you idiot. You're not listening. And you're only drumming up fear. Some of us have had enough of it.
We want smaller government. Well, we asked the government to prosecute LGBTQ plus, asked the government to interfere with
Women,
parental rights of trans kids, have the government take away autonomy from women, have
yeah,
state government ban books. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger government to actually do all of these things.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, why does it seem like Republican politicians are less bad on issues related to the LGBTQ community around 2015, 2016 compared to today? Because we're not talking about traditional Republicans. And I do not want you to think 2015, 2016. Matter of fact, to be totally honest with you, I didn't see this crap coming until 2020. Sorry, not 2000.
Okay. I was like, what?
2020 or 2019 if you want to go just one step further. I really would say 2019 was the birth year of all the stuff that you're hearing now. Well, let me put it to you this way. Let me say this wide open about it. Did they feel the way they felt what we're hearing right now? Sure, of course, yes. They wouldn't dare say it out loud, though. Now,
Trump gave them permission to say all the quiet parts out loud.
They have a blueprint.
And yeah, with talking points.
So yeah, it was
given for you.
Trump gave you permission to say what you are feeling is not bad. As a matter of fact, not only is it not bad, you need to voice those feelings. You need to tell people how you really feel. You don't need to hide anymore and get out there. And it permeated, unfortunately, all the way up to the government. So 2015, 2016, yeah, of course these people. And by the way, don't even say Republicans. I'm pretty sure there's some Democrats and independents who felt exactly the freaking same way.
Yep.
But they were smart enough to go, yeah, but I'm going to need their vote. So, yeah, we're going to keep our mouths shut about it. But it got so Trump won on that talk. Mm-hmm. So if the voting scale has changed. Now I can feel free to tell people how I feel out loud because now I have a base.
Mm-hmm.
And that base expects me to say these things. As a matter of fact, not only are they expecting me to say these things, they will punish me if I don't say these things. So instead of the 2015, 2016 Republicans saying, keep your mouth shut if you want the vote, 2019, 2020 Republicans are going, you better say something if you want the vote.
From 2017, yeah, they woke up more and more that, we don't have to play the respectability politics card anymore. Our people actually want this, just like you said. They just were still thinking, no, we as politicians or wannabe politicians need to keep above a certain fray, narrative, however you want to say it. I saw it when we ramped up to the midterms when Trump had been elected. From 2017 on, people who I could not believe got elected and then re-elected. So yes, they do have, they play to a base who fears. And they know the deeper in fear they soak their base, the more in control they stay.
right, everyone. That is our first hour, and it flew by.
It did.
Yeah,
Wow.
it flew by. So, in case you are new to the show or you're coming in the middle, we're gonna take a 3-minute break for everybody to reboot. I call it the Mickey rule because literally this is the reason why I do it.
It's
Honestly,
good.
I
Yeah.
honestly do it for Mickey so she can reboot and refresh her computer. So that's why I say for everybody to reboot and refresh. And we'll see everybody on the other side with a shorter version of the second hour that you may not be used to. Am I the A-hole will pretty much cover the entirety of the second hour. So we will move directly from Am I the A-hole directly into Foxy's videos of the week because Am I the A-hole is a pretty long one. It is my first candidate for worst wife of the year. So 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally. I always daydreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
Welcome back to Radical Truth to Power. And as always, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Of course, Saturday Night Vibe will be here next week. No, it will not.
Yeah. I was like,
Ooh, that was a waste of time. We are completely off. As everybody who may or may not know, I always take the last weekend off of the month to spend with my lovely wife, to reconnect, to rekindle. So there will not be any Saturday Night Vibe or Radical Truth to Power, which again, if you didn't see the show last week, is why I said why I put so much pressure on Anna, why I put so much pressure on Thea's, and if Tracy will sit her butt still somewhere, why I put so much pressure on Tracy to actually do the show when I'm not here, so we can still have a show every weekend instead of, well, Marlon ain't here, ain't nothing going on. So yes,
How would we do the videos without you? You're the one who.
I got away. I already researched it.
Oh,
I got away. Yep. They StreamYard. It's through StreamYard, but yeah, there's a way that y'all can do the show without me actually doing the show. I will still pick the stories and everything like that. You can still not watch it until you do the show. But yes, that's the reason why. So
I want to know why I got all the extra commentary though.
you don't get the extra commentary. Why
You
are
just
you so
said
far off to the left?
because I was adjusting my light.
Oh,
If Tracy would sit her butt down somewhere,
yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Everybody else knows, Tracy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, explain to me because I don't understand.
If you would stay on the show and not say the show is better without you.
Oh, that's what you meant.
That's
I thought
what
you
I
meant
meant.
because I make videos like consistently. That's
No.
what I thought you meant.
No. And your shows have been really good. I like the last guy. But wasn't he on one of your older shows though? He looks familiar.
No, I think I took that show a whole different way because I told him, hey, I read this platform and I don't understand it. So we're going to just go from this point and I'm just going to keep asking questions about the platform. Because when he said New Earth Order, I'm like, huh, what?
Okay, I'm staying on that one. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead.
just watch it. It was obvious I did not understand the platform at all. But he was a great guest. He was really a great guest. And Anna, for you, Constance Every is going to be back November the 2nd.
Nice.
Because she's running for Mayor of Knoxville? Yeah, Mayor of Knoxville. So, be on the lookout for her.
No. She going to run against Kane?
Mayor of Knoxville?
Yes.
Who's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee?
Glenn Jacobs. He used to be a wrestler named Kane. He's the mayor of Knoxville now.
Oh, see, I don't live in Tennessee, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know she's running and she's gonna be my guest.
Okay. Well, he's a libertarian, so this will be a pretty interesting fight. It will. But I gotta pay more closer attention to this one. That's gonna be good. And I'm nowhere near Tennessee. I mean, I am, but I don't want to go there. Buy me a cup of coffee at .com/Tracy Media LLC. Help support Tracy and all of her endeavors. And if I said it wrong, too bad. It's Sunday. I'm tired. Please support Tracy and all of her endeavors. Please support Anna and all her endeavors by going to BorelliaEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, you can reach me at radtp@outlook.com. That's RAD toilet paper at outlook.com.
It's some rad
got that so wrong. Oh my gosh.
You know what? Because you gotta realize I'm so not used to putting buymeacoffee.com. It's gonna take me a while when for the longest time you know how long it took me to do the other one, and now y'all remove stuff and you better get it right the first time. No,
I didn't say the first time, but hey, Marlon, buy me a cup of coffee. Who that nowhere in there?
Buymeacoffee.com. I really do.
In his defense, I would have said cup because
it always
should
be a cup in there, though, don't it? Buymeacupofcoffee.com. It just feels like it should say that.
It's buy me a coffee.
Oh, I know what it is.
Anyway,
So they doing everything right.
Wait a minute, did I get that right? Or is it this?
You gotta flare it out a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, that's it.
You gotta flare it out a little bit. Let me see. Israel has just vowed to intensify.
Of course. And
They
America's
didn't
not
have to,
supporting.
and what's the difference of them not saying it? They're gonna do it anyway. Tracy, on your show, you often ask questions that make me wish I had thought of that. I'll give it to you. Tracy has an ability to ask questions that nobody else thinks of, and
Yep.
she's good at it. She's really good at it. One day, Marlon's gonna be like, "Check out Bobby a glass of orange." What? That'll be the day where I just. Oh, it is the second out. That'll be the day where I just don't give a damn.
Yep.
Buy me a fruit punch. I'm not even gonna care no more.
Yeah.
Am I the a-hole? Now, know what category I put this under. Am I the a-hole? We're not gonna play that game. Please disengage from coming over here and going, is this still am I the a? That's totally irrelevant. This is a story of the first candidate for worst wife of the year. Now, I'm pretty sure because we did it earlier today where everybody going to start remembering some backstories, and then I'll probably have to change my mind and say the first. But this is the first that I categorize as the first candidate for worst wife of the year candidate. It is pretty long. Give you the heads up. 4 videos. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Our friend Dusty.
So I, 39 male, have a 16 female daughter from a previous marriage. For context, I met my now wife, 37, when my daughter was 10, and she had a son, 7 male, when we met. Our relationship was great, and our connection was really present throughout our relationship. 5 months into our relationship, I introduced her to my ex, 35 female, and my daughter. My ex and wife were cordial, and my daughter warmed up to her quickly. From what I know, they had a good relationship. My daughter grew up sort of a picky eater. For example, she won't eat things like oatmeal, tomatoes, garlic, mushrooms, barbecue, anything salty or sour, etc. She loves spicy food, sweets, and all that, and you could not trick her into eating anything she didn't like. When she was 13, I put 1 garlic clove in the melted butter I was using to make her grilled cheese. I don't know how, but she could taste it and knew for a fact the taste wasn't that strong. Her taste buds / sense of taste amazed me. Oh, she ignored me for a whole week and didn't eat anything I cooked for her. I never tried anything like that again. I work a 5 to 8 shift, but yesterday I got off around 9 because my group and I wanted to hurry and finish our part of a work project we had. When I got home, my wife had already prepared dinner and left my plate in the oven. I heated my food and stood at the island and chatted with my wife, who was with our son in the living room. As I was eating, I realized that my wife had cooked garlic stir-fried rice, barbecue chicken, and a vegetable salad consisting of corn, tomatoes, mushrooms, and spinach. I stopped chatting with my wife and just observed my plate for a good 5 minutes. My wife asked what was wrong and if I disliked the food. Finally, after an eternity, I asked what my daughter had eaten because everything she cooked was all foods my daughter disliked. She was quiet for a few moments before finally saying that my daughter had not eaten since lunch. Needless to say, I was upset. I asked her why she didn't switch up the meal to accommodate my daughter's palate. She got really defensive and started saying my daughter was being dramatic and it was just food so she could still eat if she was hungry. We argued and I reminded her that it wasn't that simple for a picky eater like my daughter. After a while of going back and forth, I decided to end the conversation by ignoring my wife. I felt that my daughter's wishes were discarded. I took my daughter out to eat. I also brought her some sweets and we bonded and talked a lot. I discovered my wife had been purposefully cooking food my daughter doesn't like. Shocker. I think we could all see that was happening. My daughter has never been one to complain, so she has been using money from her paycheck and she wasn't going to eat this particular night because she had no intention of pulling money out of her account savings. We got home around midnight and my wife was upset that I took my daughter out instead of convincing her to eat her cooking. Me and my wife are going to have a long chat when I'm off work.
Screw you, screw you, screw you.
You're muted.
I'm going to have the opposite opinion, but I'm going to wait till all four play because I want to hear how this plays out. And wait, there's more.
I said it was 4 videos.
I know, but...
Oh, you just want to use that as your catchphrase now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead then.
I did it.
I don't mess it up for you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Here come Mickey. LOL, the daughter's name is Thea.
I literally thought that, Mickey. Definitely.
I told that dude the last time he put a thing on Facebook. I said, just eat a toast and go sit down somewhere. At this point, you don't eat nothing. But it is true, Tracy. Before you make a decision on it, this is not what you think. I learned a lot from this video too. Anna, you can opine on some of the wording that's about to happen, because I'm gonna tell you now the second video is good. The third video kind of pisses me off just a little bit because the third video just has a lot of backstory into it, but it's also a lot of questions that from Reddit readers that just really makes me want to slap the crap out of them by saying, will you go back and just read the story again so you can stop asking the same stupid questions over and over again? But you're right, Tracy. Before you make any decision whatsoever, let's go ahead and go forward into the second part.
Update number 1. I got home about an hour ago and was reading the comments for about 15 minutes. I'll be answering questions at the end of this post. The talk with my wife went okay-ish. I asked her what was going on. My wife was hesitant as she didn't want to have this talk at all, but finally she said she hates cooking for my daughter. She said that it was too much to go out of her way to constantly go out of her way to accommodate her, and how annoying it was to always make sure the food is cooked to a certain texture and seasoned to my daughter's liking. She then revealed that she stopped cooking food the way my daughter liked it because our son didn't like it. She then proceeded to say that my daughter just needs to grow up as it was only food and wouldn't kill her, and how her being picky was just too draining. I asked why she didn't have a sit down with our kids to make some sort of compromise, and she said her son's needs came before my daughter's. Again, the fact that this was all done behind OP's back tells you everything you need to know. She also revealed that she had straight up stopped buying more than half of my daughter's personalized grocery list because it was a waste of money and that our son needed the snacks that he wanted. I was dumbfounded and asked her if she was going to let my daughter go hungry, to which she responded by saying all she has to do is eat the food she cooked. I asked her what was draining about putting 1 or 2 pieces of plain chicken aside. She said that I wouldn't get it because I didn't cook for my daughter like she did. Which was true. I'm at work from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and I only cook dinner on weekends, holidays, and holiday breaks. She apologized to me but suggested that I should convince my daughter to eat the food she doesn't like because it would make everyone's life easier. I then asked her if she would think the same thing if it was our son, and she didn't respond, which was answer enough. Yep. I don't know what to do now. If she's willing to let my daughter go hungry, how else would she be willing to neglect my daughter? What should I do now? Q&A. My daughter is in no way overweight, and she doesn't eat only junk food for vegetables. She eats carrots, lettuce, corn, asparagus, and cucumbers. For fruit, she eats watermelon, dragon fruit, apples, and mangoes. My daughter can, in fact, cook. The only reason she did not is because her fall break is coming up, and my wife didn't buy her entire grocery list, so she saved it. Which is honestly crazy because no kid should have to worry about how much food they can eat when they're hungry. My daughter told her bio mom, and she is upset and suggesting that my daughter go goes to live with her. My daughter chooses who she spends the year with herself, and if she wants to go, I won't stop her because I don't want my daughter in a house she's being neglected in. Also, I do not in any way force my wife to cook for my daughter. In fact, she insists on cooking for her, and if she came to me and said she didn't want to cook for my daughter, I would understand and wake up early to fix her food for the day or switch my schedule around. My wife goes on one grocery run for the entire month, so if she isn't getting everything on my daughter's grocery list, of course my daughter's meals will be limited. I talked with my daughter and she isn't mad at my wife at all and is even pushing for me to forgive her. It's frustrating because my 16-year-old daughter is trying to fix our marriage while my wife basically said she could care less about my daughter. My daughter is also willing to go grocery shopping with my wife and pay for her own food, so there isn't any more conflict. Some people were saying she might have AFRID disorder, and I'm definitely going to look into it. Any advice on what course of action I should take with my wife? On one hand, I love her. On the other, I can fathom the idea of being with someone. On the other, I can't fathom the idea of being with someone who is willing to neglect my daughter.
Okay. Apparently, and we'll get into it more as the video goes on, there is a condition where food literally make you sick. It just literally make you sick. And I would understand it because it's maple nut for me. The maple nut candy is the smell, it's the take. It just very rarely I have something that would turn my stomach, and that's it. Yesterday, we discussed in great detail about stop forcing your kids on every freaking thing that you could think of. And we was discussing keeping your mouth shut. Only spoke when you spoke it to and things like that. This is just another example of it. I can remember my mom saying, eat this. But you got to understand, I grew up poor as AF. So it was eat this or you going to be hungry because we don't have anything else. This is not that situation. This is a choice. But I want to even express one more thing that's really, really simple in all of these stories. All of these stories have the same example all the time. If you felt so strongly about how you wanted to handle the daughter, the son, the parent situation and everything, then why do it behind your spouse's back? And that's always the telling truth that you know what you're doing is fucked up. But you ain't got the guts to, you never have the guts to go to the parent and explain, this is my situation. I need your help in it. I'm tired of this, that, and the other. Can we sit down and come to some type of conclusion? No, you took it upon yourself to go, screw her. I'm not doing it anymore. But I'm going to tell you right now, the most evil stepmom, because the word is going to come up in Dash's thing several times. I'm going to tell you the most evil step thing in the world. It has nothing to do with, you know what, I'm sick and tired of cooking foods that's just for her. Because that was already a lie when you said I stopped buying her food because I want to buy my son food. So you was okay with buying your son the food that he wanted, but you tired of buying the food that you don't. So that's already a lie that you told upon yourself. But you specifically for one meal and one meal only cooked every damn thing that she don't like. Not one or two things, not a side dish, not the main course. You cooked every damn thing that she didn't like. Pound for pound. It was almost like you ripped the shit down and just went, now let me see if I can make a dish out of this. And lady, I'm going to tell you something perfectly clear. Pay close attention to what I'm saying, because people like this really pisses me off. Even if you got that girl to eat every dish that you wanted on her plate, you would have fucking replaced something else that she doing that you don't like. Because that's how people like you are. It's the food this week. Next week is something about her room or her clothing or who she hangs out with or the studying that she doing. You will replace it with something else. Now, I'm going to stop talking because I already know what the story is about. If y'all ain't mad at the last video, I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah. You wrong.
Again, screw you. How dare you do this to a child? There could be medical reasons. There are. They talked about I don't know how he pronounced it, Ayusia or something, but I think it's Aguzia that you pronounce the D. And that's, you start losing the ability to taste. No, she had hyper taste buds. She could taste a little bit of garlic inside of butter. That told me a lot from the beginning. She is dealing with, I don't know where it comes from, but whether she doesn't like it because it doesn't just taste palatable to her, it could also be tasting metallic. It could be tasting wood. It could be tasting things that we don't normally eat. There's usually a reason. We warn ourselves not to eat something. And I really get pissed off when I see it get reduced to this, oh, she's a picky eater. She's got something going on. Whether it gets diagnosed or not, it seems well handled. Until this lady comes in. You have a, whether she's 16, she's ready to pay for her own food.
And can.
She shouldn't have to be worrying about that. She should be worrying about what college she's getting into, what boy or girl or whomever is she attracted to? What are her interests? And yeah, it's exactly as Marlon said, if you're willing to do this, put a plate of what could be pain. Sometimes it hurts to eat. So lady, fuck off with your whole self. And I'm ready to say that already.
I'm still waiting.
You ain't got but 2 more videos.
I know I'm gonna wait till the 4th one because I have a feeling something else is major is about to come out.
Oh, it is. It is. And Mickey, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to keep the show going because I'll get back to you because you done made your stance very clear. But let's go ahead and get into the 3rd video.
Update number 2. I'm going to clarify some things and then answer the most asked questions. Do I intend to stay with my wife? No, I've already decided on divorce. Way to go, Dad. Why do I refer to my wife's son as our son and my daughter as my daughter? My daughter doesn't call my wife mom, she calls her by her name, which makes sense because her mom is still very involved in her life. Naturally, I'd refer to my daughter as my daughter. As for my ex's son, I've known him since he was 7 and he didn't have any father figure in his life. He calls me dad. I treat him like my own. I thought it would be easier to understand throughout the story. Why won't my daughter just cook her own food? Well, if you read the story thoroughly, y'all would see where I said that my wife admitted to not buying most of my daughter's grocery list. This, of course, limits the food my daughter can cook and eat herself. She believes that it's a waste of money and should be used on snacks her son prefers and extra food. You asked, how bad is my daughter's relationship with her bio mom? My daughter and her bio mom's relationship is very good. She's never been neglectful towards her from what I know of. She lived with her bio mom from ages 12 to 15. I think she's keen on staying with me to try a different arrangement and get a break from her bio mom, as I know she can be a little crazy, and I mean that in a good way. Why doesn't my daughter eat the food my wife makes instead of throwing a fit? It's not as simple as just eating the food. She gets physically ill. Seriously, we try every now and then to expand her palate, no luck, and she will literally gag and vomit the food. Am I going to let her pay for her own groceries? Absolutely not. A child shouldn't have to worry about making sure they can eat no matter what age they are. That's the parent job. How is my wife only going grocery shopping once for a whole month? On the first of every month, my wife goes grocery shopping with our budget being $1K to $1.5K. My work schedule, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., off on weekends and holidays. Why am I letting my daughter leave instead of my wife? My daughter has a choice to stay with me or her mother. She's choosing to stay with me. My wife will be the one leaving once the divorce is finalized. Have I told my wife or the kids that I've decided on divorce? No, not tonight. I will be having a sit down with both of my kids separately and one with everyone together. I do teach my daughter how to manage her money. My daughter is a junior, so she is usually busy with a lot. She also plays soccer, volleyball, and is on the student council at her school. She shouldn't have to worry about having a meal to eat when she gets home. Not saying she is too young to go grocery shopping herself, but you get the point. My daughter isn't upset with my wife. She sympathizes with her because she knows it's difficult to accommodate someone with her taste palette. She's still insisting that I give my wife another chance, which is heartbreaking because my wife openly admitted to putting her own son's needs before my daughter's, which I'm not mad at. Protect yours, right? But I still don't play favorites with her son and my daughter. If our roles were reversed, I'd bend over backwards to accommodate him. People are also confused about how I didn't notice before. My wife always told me that she made a separate meal for my daughter, which I believed. I mean, I had no reason not to. And my daughter is a huge people pleaser, so of course she didn't say anything, probably because she was scared to drive a bridge between me and my wife. People are saying that my wife's neglect towards our daughter is far more serious, so I'm going to put my daughter in therapy because I know she won't just come out and say what other issues her and my wife have been having. My daughter isn't literally going hungry. She has a job. She still shouldn't be spending money on takeout every night. Me not forcing her to eat what she can't keep down isn't me spoiling her, and for the people saying that she should just suck it up, need to seek help. I feel extremely guilty as a parent for not seeing my daughter was being neglected sooner, and I hope my relationship with her can be fixed. I'm also going to look into all the conditions y'all are saying my daughter might have. Feel free to ask in the comments if you're still confused.
Okay. So that covers a litany of questions. I'm just rocking back and forth because, again, I've listened to this for so many times that I'm sick and tired of people in Reddit who just read the original damn. It's not that, Anna. Read. You're asking questions that's already been answered. Read.
Right. Yep.
But you acting like this is a brilliant question. Let me ask it for the 19th time. Let me go through the comments real quick. Mother Heart, I was super preemie and have always had a hard time with food. Then my daughter had a lot of the same issues, and her issues grew 1,000% after the tick bites. This is not the kid's fault. Mickey, I had a friend with a daughter who constantly pulled the same thing. Her taste may be exploring her taste may be exploring how to twist daddy around her little finger. And she insists that she's not a vegan. Mickey, that would literally make sense if for the fact that she only thing that she's asking her daddy is to eat. The child has a job. She's literally going out of her way to make sure that they stay together, even if she's not being well taken care of. So I'm not getting the twisted around her fingers. She honestly is not getting anything out of this.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally saying, okay, even if I'm not getting the food that I want, I'm going to pretend that I am getting the food that I want. I'm going to pay for the food that I want. And daddy, can you work this out so it won't be that big of a deal? So she's not getting anything out of this.
It makes her sick to eat these things.
And I'm gonna say this, and this is what, and Mickey, I'm not jumping on you when I say this, but I'm speaking to all adults. All adults is amazing to me that y'all have the ability to tell kids to go suck it up and eat what's on your plate. Meanwhile, at the same time, you do realize there are foods that you will refuse to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And the foods that you refuse to eat, you what? Don't eat.
Yeah.
You don't even buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have that ability now. But when it
Yeah.
comes to your child or kids, suck it up. Okay, why you don't take the same example then? No, because you have the ability to not. I can't stand onions. Couldn't stand it. I just can't stand it. I grew up and I still can't stand it. What was the difference? I'm a grown man. I don't even have to eat it no more. Now, here comes the part about when I tell you that my mother is now just being somebody who's trying to get it to heaven. When I was young, she put onions in dishes that, asked for onions in it. And yes, I did have to suck it up and eat it. Now I'm a grown man. She makes those same dishes. Guess who gets a separate dish with no onions in it?
Good.
So it's like, well, you couldn't do that when I was a kid. Never
Nope.
mind. Never mind. So that's why I'm saying it's like you have the ability to not eat something that you don't like, regardless. At the same time, you turn around and try to tell kids, but hey, this is what you need to eat or nothing at all.
You ain't going hungry.
It's like, come on, y'all. Let's just be real here. No, she's asking her daddy to bend to her wishes. No, because literally she hasn't asked her daddy absolutely nothing. She hasn't asked her dad absolutely anything. Her dad realized this was going on. And oh, by the way, just a side note, because I asked Foxy, and I'm just curious. 1,000 to 1,500.
That's a lot of money for food.
For food?
That's a lot of money.
Okay, so that's
month?
two. A month?
They eating good.
4 people.
4 people.
Well, not for the daughter, so 3 people.
Nah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And she and Foxy did say, and toiletries. You add toiletries, tissue,
Right.
toilet paper. You add cleaning supplies to it, and everything else. So I looked at her and go, okay, would that add up to 1,000? And she still looked at me and went, no, it still would not add up to 1,000. And remember, everyone, I had a household of 7. And I still do not think we got to 5. I mean, a household of 7. I don't think we got to $1,000 a month.
That's a lot of food.
That's a lot of
That's a
expensive
lot of
food.
food. A lot of something.
Yep.
Okay, so Mickey is still on the threshold and it's still the daughter. Let her get a doctor's ring and then we refuse. She would have an excuse. She's going to do a doctor anyway. But
If
again,
she's vomiting, is she faking? Is Mickey thinking she's faking the vomiting?
Right. Like, I don't see
That's
why
where I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry, Mickey.
I can't rock with you.
There is no way somebody would do this. And again, you're at the concept that she ran to dad and went, stepmom is not buying my food. She didn't say anything.
She said nothing.
He discovered she wasn't buying the food. She even said, hey, Dad, I have a compromise. If she takes me grocery shopping, I will buy my own food with my own money. So where is the twist getting Dad on your side?
Yeah, we ain't seeing this one, Mickey. I don't get it. Because why did she such as, and I know all those black people out here can identify with this. Most black people I know are lactose intolerant. Most.
Hey.
Most
people are lactose intolerant.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just. So, does that stop us from eating macaroni and cheese, ice cream? We know what's gonna happen. We know what's gonna happen.
Do I have to admit,
but we're not vomiting.
Right.
We're not vomiting. The worst thing is we just have a bad spell of gas. That's the worst thing that could happen. I've never seen anybody lactose intolerant eat ice cream and then throw up. I've just never seen it.
No, like I said, maple nut to me, I haven't even tasted. It is the smell of it that hits me, and I'm like, I'm out. It's to the point where Foxy don't even buy it no more. And I don't mean she sneaks it and puts it in a car or something like that. I mean, she just like, you know what? If it's that bad to you, I don't want it in this house. Then we're done. It really was that bad to me. It was like, honey, I love you, but I'm finna leave the room until you done or until you close that bag. I can't.
Yeah.
He doesn't know because he works heavy hours. When he found out, you must never push a kid till they puke. Right. I mean, and like I said, this mother literally, and I can't get phantom getting that out of my head is if you was on the up and up. First of all, you're not, because you literally just flat out just said, I stopped buying her food so I could buy my son the food that he likes.
Yeah, what was that? Like,
I mean, you said the quiet part out loud. You said it.
Like, it's gonna hurt you to say, okay, there are children who are picky eaters. Okay, to be honest, they annoy me. But they're not vomiting. They're just picky eaters.
I have picky my grandson.
My nephew's a picky eater, as they would say.
Yeah, but my grandson is a special kind of special picky eater. Like, dude, he would literally sit there and say, I want a burger. Yes, I want a burger. I absolutely want a burger. Nope, I want a burger. Okay, here's the burger. What do you want on the burger? Just ketchup. You don't want nothing else but the ketchup. Yep, just ketchup.
Yep.
I go do something else and turn around and he's licking the ketchup off the bun. Boy, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? I like the ketchup.
Should try a tomato. But
boy.
Yeah, there's picky eaters and then there's picky eaters. She is not a picky eater.
She's not. Yes,
there's a difference.
I don't think it's the kid responsibility.
I don't either.
Okay, but let's say she does. Now what? Now if she goes get diagnosed and the doctor says, yes, whatever she's feeling is absolutely correct, 100%. I just have a feeling this mom is going to go, now the doctor don't know what the hell he's talking about?
Probably.
She paid him. Oh, she paid him. She's 16. She can't pay the doctor.
Oh, woo. Doctor tried to say Anna was bulimic, but I was with her through all of this. What?
Yeah.
But then again,
You think they went to medical school so they're smart? They're
let
not.
me ask you this question, Mother Hard, because you may remember. Was that an older doctor?
No, it wasn't.
It was it a younger doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have had issues with very young doctors and very old doctors, and they do stuff the exact same way, but for different reasons. Young
One was a
doctors know.
middle-aged man too.
Man, if you will go through medical school, a lot of them is like, was he middle age or was he like 30s?
If it's the one that I'm thinking of, the first one that gave me a lot of diagnoses, he was at least 45, at least.
Okay, so no, he's just an idiot there. Younger doctors, people who just finally get out of the medical field and everything, thinks that because they just got out of the medical practice, medical school, that they're up to date with everything that's medical, and they think they know every fucking thing. Older doctors is just waiting to retire.
Yep.
They done seen this before. They barely even check you out before they give you a diagnosis. So, yeah, here you go. Here's your diagnosis. And it's amazing to me because if the diagnosis is wrong, then it's still your fault.
Yeah, you should have told us. You the doctor.
What did Dad think will happen to daughter Dearest when she goes off to college? I would bet that he tastes his change.
Her taste change?
That her taste will change. She will be buying her own food like she tried to do in the house now.
Right.
Like she's trying right now to buy her own food. And lastly, before we get to the last video, look, I belong in my opinion. When my son was very young, he used to get horrific migraines. Some foods did trigger that, but he outgrew it. Then, Nikki, that's the deal. Then let her naturally outgrow it. This mom, I'm not going to say that because that will be.
She done went to the west. Projected. She just like, oh well, don't care.
And Nikki, you're right. Like what Tracy was saying was about lactose. I have found in my older age, it really don't affect me like it did when I was younger. So I did outgrow it. So, but then again, 5 years from now, hey, you can hand me that roll of toilet paper. But let's go ahead and get to this last video real quick and the final conclusion.
Okay, final update here. Sorry it took so long to get back to everyone. I've been reading all of the comments for a while now and just want to say thank you for all of the support. First, I want to address the comments saying that I'm divorcing my wife because of a dietary issue that needs to wake up. The issue runs far deeper. My wife purposely neglected to buy my daughter's grocery list after insisting every time to do the grocery and food organizing on her own. She purposely neglected my daughter and disrespected her. There's literally no telling what else she is willing to do to my daughter, and already has. Therefore, I no longer trust her. I'm honestly disappointed in my wife. Just to clarify, my daughter isn't spoiled. She works for half of the things that she owns. She pays for her own school books and her own phone bills by her choice. She's also a straight A/B student. She literally is one of the biggest people pleasers you will ever meet. She's also a very calm-natured person and doesn't hash out her problems by fighting and yelling. She's very mature. I talked with my daughter first and told her I was divorcing my wife. She was shocked and kept persisting that I give her another chance and that she isn't in any way upset. I told her that I understand, but I was upset, and I assured her that this wasn't her fault and I just wanted the best for her. She got very defensive and said, "You need to be worried about your own happiness. I'm leaving for the military or college in a few years, and you're going to be an old man with no one there for you." I laughed and said that I could be 130 and still make the best out of being alone. After that, we laughed, we cried, she apologized, and we comforted each other. Next, it was time to talk to my son. He looked so taken aback, then started full-on crying. I comforted him, telling him that it wasn't his fault and continuously apologizing to him. After he calmed down, I explained the entire situation to him. He looked embarrassed and tired, and he started apologizing for his mother's actions. After a while, he cleared his throat and said, "So does this mean that you won't be my dad anymore?" I was heartbroken by that sentence and started shedding a few tears. I told him that he would always be a son and that I would still financially support him even if he cut contact with me. He cried and assured me that he wanted me as a dad and expressed that he knew that his mother wouldn't let me see him. I assured him and comforted him. About 2 hours later, it was finally time to break the news to my wife. I had both kids present, and most of you all suggested getting evidence, so my phone was in my pocket so I could record the entire conversation. I started the conversation off by asking what she had against my daughter. She was dead silent before I finally spoke up again, saying, "I'm divorcing you, so you should start looking for a lawyer." I asked her to explain why she was neglecting and disrespecting my child. At this point, she was crying but not making any sound. My daughter spoke up and suggested that we have this conversation later. I argued against the idea with my daughter until my wife spoke up and said that she did it because my daughter is the spitting image of her mother, my ex. Obviously, me and my kids and I were confused about what her mom had to do with anything. I asked her to explain further and she started crying. I could barely understand, but apparently I was cheating on her with my ex, not true. She said I would flirt with her on the phone while laying right next to her, also not true. Who in their right mind would even do such a thing? She said that the relationship I have with my ex isn't normal. I'll explain our relationship thoroughly in the comments. And no, I do not in any way condone cheating, and I haven't cheated on my wife once. After saying that our relationship was normal, she started berating my ex. Now, like I said before, my daughter is naturally a laid-back and calm person, but she does not condone any type of disrespect towards her mother. She gave my wife a verbal assault so foul Mike Tyson wouldn't recover from it before stomping off to her room. If you're wondering if I stepped in, the answer is no. I'm not sorry either. I wouldn't repeat what she said here because I don't want anybody attacking my daughter. The conversation basically ended there. I went upstairs to calm down my daughter, and my son stayed downstairs to console his mother. I'll be taking my wife to court for visitation rights with my son. I'll also tell you all the things my wife said in the comments to respect Reddit 3,000 word limits.
What? So she read Cinderella, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm going to go ahead and say that she did all that because she looks like her mother. That's a lie. There's something else, but that's a lie. Or did she? If you listen to how she says it in order, because you look just like your mother, and you are cheating on me with the ex-wife. So why did you not take it out on the husband? So that's a lie. I'm telling you that now. There's something else. I've always come to the conclusion now with these stories that, and I heard one today that something these stories always have this one thing leads to another thing, and I'm so sick of these. That's why I keep thinking some of these stories are fake, because it's like it literally be the most basic thing in the world. I caught him looking at a girl when we went to the mall, and I told him to stop, and he got mad. Okay, then you need to tell him to stop looking at a girl, or you done. Is this a habit of him? Oh yeah, he done ever since we've been dating / married, he done had 3 other kids while we was together. Like, come on, are you serious? That is the main topic. This is the example of it. This had nothing to do with food. And it also has nothing to do with you look like your mama. And kudos to the daughter. Like, thank you for putting that boundary up right now. You talk about my mama, you're getting cussed out. I don't give a damn who you are. You grow up to be people like me. You talk about my mama, you're getting cussed out from the beginning to the end and all the way up the middle. This had nothing to do with food. That's the point. Because if everybody don't remember what the title of the story was from the beginning, the title of the story was, "Am I the a-hole for taking my daughter out to eat?" That was the title of the story. And here's where we at now. So, Tracy, that's why I'm saying thank you so much. It was very mature of you to go. Let me hear the rest of the story before I give my comment. Let me hear just the rest of it. Because maybe consciously or subconsciously, you don't come to the conclusion that these stories don't end the way it begins. It always just blows up into something that's just like, you make these little things so benign at the beginning of these stories, and then it's a ravaged flood
of other stuff going on. Ooh.
So
I still stand behind every single screw you.
Yeah, like I said, it's the difference between a child that I didn't eat anything but chicken nuggets and French fries. Okay, no, you're gonna eat some vegetables. You're gonna eat something. You don't have an allergy. You don't. I know, like when, because I would always complain about this. When you get on the plane, they used to serve like nuts and stuff, and then you just get a half a Coke and some pretzels. I'm like, well, why they stop serving nuts? Oh, duh. People have allergies to peanuts. You just never think about it. Oh, just Jonda.
Hey, Jonah, how you doing? Oh, sorry, Tracy. Let me jump in real quick. Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
I totally, from the bottom of my heart, hated that decision. You do not do that ever.
Yeah,
and me and Foxy jumped back and forth with the whole, should you even have a discussion with the kids before the wife or after the wife? And I still jump to the point of saying, I don't know, because it depends on the person. Because
no, he should have discussed that with her first instead of the kids and then her. He was all out of order. He was literally out of order for that.
But here's
he
the
made
deal,
the right
though.
decision.
Did he do that so he could get the real story out before she got to the kids and told her version of it? She's already lied.
He had the responsibility of telling her first, and then they tell the kids together.
Yeah, but that whole thing that went down, doing it in front of the kid, no. There's nothing you could tell me that's gonna tell me that was correct to do. Nah, bro.
Keep your relationship between the people
separate.
in the relationship.
Yeah.
You tell them, but
right.
But you don't bring her in last.
Right.
How's the daughter playing the father despite desperate to blame her much? She didn't even make this an issue.
The daughter never made an
That's
issue.
what I'm saying.
She didn't say nothing. She was like,
she's replying to Mickey.
Oh.
Yeah, the daughter never, but again, we're going back to the original thing. The daughter never said anything. So what was she gonna get out of this? And Mickey, I'm just so confused on she's playing the
silently suffer.
How?
Yeah,
she didn't even bring it up. None of this was brought up.
Yeah, this is a totally different. Like I keep saying, there's a difference between, I have nieces and nephews, they're picky eaters. And basically, their parents, my brother and sister-in-law, it's like, you're going to eat this. You don't have allergies. You don't have anything wrong with your system. You're just being a picky eater. You're either going to eat this or you're not going to eat it all. Now, of course, Auntie, not saying which one, may be more accustomed to making adjustments. But that's what aunties are for.
Husband should have dealt with the wife first. Kids got told afterwards. Nothing should involve them.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is not the worst part. I was like, this ain't even close. I thought, this ain't even close.
Not person, wife.
This is not the worst wife. Nah.
I would say the one who told her husband to get up on a broken ankle
Yeah, they cooked her
is
meal.
worse.
That one was way more terrible than this one. She way more terrible. Somehow she want a 4-course meal
I
every
don't
single
know.
day.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know
girl,
because
you
that's
better
a
get up
grown
and
man.
I
This is
mean, the
somebody.
whole hiding it, she hid it from him. He had to discover all of this out.
it's bad. Uh-uh.
The worst one I knew played her mother. Her father saw through her bull. Okay, Mickey. So let me change it to a different way. Something that we even learned on this show too. That we literally have to take it case by case. That we can't look at what our experiences have seen from people who act a certain way and predicated on everybody who's acts that certain way.
Yeah.
That I really feel like that's a wrong thing to do. That even if the situation is similar, the case may be totally different. It's the same thing as saying ADHD is not real because somebody said they had ADHD who wasn't diagnosed and they used it. It's like that's wrong. There are people who do have ADHD. They have been diagnosed. They learn to live with it. It's not right to say, well, if I knew somebody who said they was ADHD and they said they was diagnosed and they acted real crazy. Like it's
Yeah,
wrong to
that's
do
just
that. It's
like
on an individual case by case.
it's just like I don't have any food allergies, thank goodness, because I love to eat. But I have a lot of medication allergies. So, Vicky, are you saying that if I was a child and my parents gave me lisinopril and my lip is swollen to the point that I can't breathe, I should just take it? I should just take it?
I don't eat shellfish. Any
Yeah, because you're
shellfish.
allergic to it.
And the funny thing about it is it's mildly allergic. Like my tongue will be itchy. That's it. That's all it is.
I know people who
But thank goodness
whole
I'm a grown
throat will
person and
shut up.
realize I'm not gonna go the rest of my day with an itchy tongue. So I just don't eat it.
Some people's throats just close
Oh
up and
yeah.
they can't breathe. And some people, like I said, are lactose intolerant, like I am. Some people, that's probably the mildest food allergy I have. But I'm allergic to lisinopril. Should I be forced to take it, even though that's probably the best high blood pressure medicine around? Even it's the best, but I can't take it.
No. There was a medication that they gave to Foxy and she didn't take it because her mother took it a while back and it made her legs achy. And then a study came out with that was one of the side effects that it made it achy, so she didn't take it. In other words, the ideal of sucking it up is not ideal for every situation.
No.
Sometimes you just got no, I'm not gonna I'm not going to hurt myself just so you can say, ha ha, see, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, you should take that medication that's going to cause your lip to swell, your jaw to get swollen, and then your throat to. So what if you can't breathe? Oh, well, it's the best. Well, I can't take it. There are certain types of insulin I can't take that are way better than what I have, but I can't take them.
All
What am
right,
I supposed to
everybody.
do? Get a pancreas transplant?
Yikes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to Foxy Video of the Week. But before I even do that, I just thought of another woman who may actually be the worst wife of the year, and that was the one who cheated on her husband and left him with the kid and said, "I never
Oh, went
want to
on
see
the
you again."
vacation. She wanted to go on vacation and then come back. Oh, forgot about her.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's that one that well, the one yesterday was the one yesterday was she up there bringing in all them dudes. Like, girl, The one that she smoked the weed, she had the kids, they met him online yesterday's show.
The one who wouldn't.
It wasn't the.
She's up there. She's
No.
up there.
No, because I'm putting all blame on that dude. Sorry, not sorry. No, that could have been taken care of online. Literally, he could have been squashed online. That dude should have never even seen what she looked like, except a picture. She was a horrible person, and he helped.
And then I don't know how I feel, dude.
No.
But when you
I'll let her have the house and the car. Fool, what? What is it? Foxy's videos of the week. All right. Somebody please explain this to me. I'm assuming it's supposed to be funny or satire or everything, but I don't understand. So just help me understand.
Babe, can we go get ice cream?
Yeah, sure, babe. Let's go.
Okay, yay! What flavor are you gonna get?
Oh, I'm probably not gonna get anything. I'm not really feeling it.
What?
Yeah, I don't really feel like ice cream right now, but we can still go and get you something.
Oh, you don't feel like getting ice cream?
No.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't always feel like it either. But in marriage, sometimes we do things we don't feel like doing in that very moment because the other person does feel like it in that very moment, and we know that it's important.
Are we still talking about ice cream?
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
What the?
What do you need explained to you?
Everything. I don't get none of that.
What? That was like you don't feel like he didn't want ice cream, but he was willing to go because it made her happy. What is she complain? What is she complain? He didn't want it, but he was willing to go get her something. Then she goes into sideshow Bobism, and then just goes off. Like, what? I'm gonna have to be with Marlon on this one. I'm just like, huh? What?
I don't get it. I really don't get
I'm like,
it.
is this supposed to be what? I thought in relationships you make sacrifices for the other person that are reasonable.
I thought so too.
Maybe
I don't have to go eat.
You do.
Take you. You can eat an ice cream while we walk around.
Now, if I said I wanted ice cream, they'd be like, Tracy, you know you lactose intolerant.
No, a-hole would be, I want some ice cream. Hell, I don't, so we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, if he said, I ain't going nowhere with
okay,
you.
it's a big deal. I do. You do that. You just say, hey, you want some ice cream? Cool. What you gonna get? Oh, I don't want any, but you can get you an ice cream cone. We can go chill out somewhere, and
waffle
there you
cone
go.
with little sprinkles on the edges.
No. Just give me the ice cream.
What you do? Eat out of a cup?
Yes.
That's no fun. You gotta have the cone.
You know the good thing about growing up is I don't want ice cream melting down my hand. It's not fun anymore. I'm good. Put it in a cup, and thank you.
Why do you do that?
No.
If you eat the ice cream fast enough, it won't melt.
I'm not in a hurry. I just got ice cream, and I'm going to take my time. No. I paid for the cup, the ice cream, and time. No, I'm good. It's the good thing. You could choose a cup compared to when you used to have the little trucks ice cream trucks where
Well,
you
you
did
don't
have a
know.
time.
I love the ice. You don't know how much I miss the ice cream truck. I'm like,
You got
dang.
it. You have about a good 35, 45 seconds before that ice cream start melting. You better don't hold no conversation with your friends. You ain't got time for that. Eat. All right, next video. Something I've heard before. It wasn't true then. It ain't true now. Don't argue with your wife.
One of the worst pieces of advice young husbands get, usually from older, unhappy, bitter husbands, is don't ever argue with your wife, just tell her she's right. Well, I can tell you this much. Nobody likes to be treated like a petulant child that needs to be placated so you can get on to better things. The real question is how do you effectively have arguments with your wife? Well, we came up with 3 rules that have worked pretty well for the last 24 years. Rule 1, always remember you're talking to someone that you love and care about. This will help you moderate your tone and the language you use. Rule number 2, facts matter. It's not that perspective and feelings don't, it's just that they don't trump facts. However, there's good ways to deliver facts and bad ways. See Rule 1. Rule 3 is we're not in competition with one another. The reason why we're going through this process is because we both want to be better at the other end of it so we can be successful as a married couple. Now, does this work? Well, for 24 years, it's worked pretty well for us. However, if it doesn't and you make her mad, just go tighten all the jars in the house. Then she'll have to come and talk to you.
You know, if you just tap the jar edges, it'll come right open.
Mm-hmm.
Not after we tighten it.
Yeah, they will.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. You just take a knife, you tap the edges, and it comes right open.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Unless you get some machine to do it. Now, prescription bottles, that's a whole nother. Now, that, maybe I'd have to talk. Like, can you open this?
Oh, Mickey is simple asshole. I don't think that was the point of it, Mickey. The reason to do it. Listen, younger guys. If you was to agree with your wife on everything and don't want to argue with her, the situation that you was not arguing about is gonna come up again and again and again. Sometimes you're gonna have to have the tough conversations. You're gonna have to roll through it. But he said something that really hit me to the core. How long do you think it's going to take before your wife or significant other realize that you are just placating them by going, okay, yeah, okay, I agree? It's like, okay, you're not taking me seriously. You're just saying it so we can not talk about it. And it's not even arguing, honestly. It's not even arguing. We have an issue. Let's discuss it. But you're right. You're right. About what? Because you didn't even talk about it. You're not going to change because you think you're right. She's not going to change because she thinks she's right. Meanwhile, you never could understand the fact that both of y'all could be absolutely completely wrong, and it's really simple to fix, but y'all can't communicate with each other. So here we are again, 1 week later, 2 months later, next year, over and over and over again, the same issue. Sit your butts down, work some things out, make your marriage better. And number 3, and most importantly, do not go into any argument / discussion on the chance of winning. It is not a winning thing. You're not going to get a trophy. You're not going to get a medal. You're not going to get a parade out of this. So you're winning what? You're coming to a common factor that will make your marriage better long term. not short term. Mr. Yeah, you right. Thank you for putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Just have the tough discussions and let's move on.
Or if that doesn't work, tighten the jars.
And if that doesn't work, tighten the jars and leave
It was still that does not really work.
Leave the toilet seats up.
No, because leaving the toilet seats up, you know what? I would just glue it down to the base, so you couldn't lift it.
I was meeting you halfway. Thanks, dear. You know, here's a funny thing about Foxy. Foxy already knows that one, this is a Sunday show and we are almost done, and two, we don't have a show this weekend, so she don't give a damn no more. So she gonna grab a bag of chips real quick right now and just rattle off a whole bunch of stuff, and y'all okay. I've lived alone most of the last 43 years. I've had a handy tool that I open everything from the smallest to the biggest, all by my helpless little woman self. Yeah. It was a what was that scene on television or something like that where they was always coming up with these little gadgets that you can't open this jar? Well, try this handy dandy thing that you have to hang from your ceiling. It'd be the stupidest thing. It'd be something that's like, I remember as a kid, at one point it was a claw. It looked like you just grab it and it twisted open. I'm like,
like I said, get a knife, tap it on the edge of the jar, it'll open. And pop the bottom or tap the bottom. It is not hard, yeah. It's really not.
all right, next video. Everybody knows, or you should know by this time, in marriage, in a relationship, dating, whatever, I literally only have one pet peeve. Do not test the relationship. Do not test it. Do not give it these little cute situations just to see how you will react to it. And if you react the wrong way, now I'm mad at you and everything. That is so irritating because between the two of us, only one person knows the damn answer. It's infuriating. Here's an example of what I'm talking about.
Babe, so me and Justin are gonna go out tonight. Is that right?
Who's Justin?
Oh, he's just a coworker of mine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Coworker. Right. Okay.
Oh yeah, and he found this really dope club. I don't remember the name, but sounds really fun.
Sounds like a fun night.
Yeah. Also, to make sure I don't drink and drive, he's actually gonna be picking me up from here, just so I'm safe.
You got a DD for the night, so you're being responsible. I respect that.
Oh, also I heard there's an after party that our friends are hosting, so we might be, all night.
All right, I won't wait up for you. I'll make sure the door's locked and all that.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Theo?
What?
Why are you acting like this? Why aren't you getting more upset?
You expected me to, get mad and, puff my chest out and do all that angry shit, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Because you know that you're crossing several boundaries if you go through with tonight, right?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
And if I did any of that, then we'd be fighting in the street right now.
100%.
So why the fuck are you testing me? Why are you doing any of this? Why you feel the need to test me on how I would react to situations like this? See, this is the sick shit that you girls do that I will never fucking understand. The fact that I haven't even thought about doing half the shit that you just said should be more than enough proof that I actually care about you in this relationship. But no, you need to do more than that. You need to fabricate this whole fucking night. You need to fabricate this whole fucking night to see how I'm going to react to all these situations, knowing damn well there is no anger from me. There is no, it's just breaking up because you know how the fuck I operate. You know exactly how I maneuver and operate in relationships. You're either toxic, bored, or both. Either or, I'm not in the mood to entertain this shit. Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
Alright then. We're dropping this. Real or fabricated, you can stop fucking talking right now. Alright?
Alright.
Tell her to stop talking.
Yeah, it got a little
Okay,
effed up at the end there, buddy. No. You was okay all the way to the middle and everything else, but yeah, you never end the conversation off with, okay, we're going to drop this, so stop talking. Yeah, we're going into a whole nother discussion. Good Lord, Anna done went to sleep on us. I mean,
No, she not.
I know, but she makes me feel like that's sleepy because she is in a real damn comfortable position and like,
Like that could be me.
That feel like that could be me.
Nobody, you could have ended this show at 9:00.
Well, I'm actually gonna end it right now. I'll hold on to everything in 2 weeks. So, no, I could have ended at 9:00.
We can't.
Yeah, I kind of think there's a delay between the time I play the music and the time I talk. So, Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
No. No. I'm good. Thanks.
But if you do want to find her, you could go to BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And our YouTube channel under the same name, Anna Hart.
No, it's not. Ha ha ha.
Is that Anna Hart? Find it anyway. Tracy?
This Thursday, instead of talking about the serious Gaza-Israel situation, I'm taking it the other way because I think we need a laugh. So I'll be talking about the worst television shows of all time this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to put a smile on everybody's face for at least an hour.
Vicky said, thanks for making me mad with every story. You're welcome, Vicky.
Yeah, you really did. Except for that one about the husband divorcing. He may have went a little tad far. I'm like, is this really divorceable?
Well, Mickey, we family, so you don't make each other mad. What we here for. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ. Until
that is our show for tonight. I appreciate Anna. I appreciate Tracy. Thoughts and prayers go out to Theas and his family. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
I have nothing to say to that shit. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, God. Good night, everybody.